Just trust that the things that are meant for you are meant for you, even if it's momentary. It's so sad to see like how I have to tiptoe, people have to tiptoe, worry so much about what someone will say, what someone will think. But then some other people are gonna have an opinion. By the way, you shouldn't care what other people think. You really shouldn't. All right. Not my regular, again, not another regular outside sunny time. I initially wanted to go to a restaurant and record and then go to a parking lot after, but here we are. I bought McDonald's because she was hungry. I got her nuggets. I got myself quarter pounder with cheese. She gave me a nugget. Yeah. So my friend sent me a video. I kind of talked about it in a previous recording, that like the difference between love bombing and genuine attraction. Because apparently it seems like it's an ongoing trend. Again, where the person went on a date with someone, cooked her dinner, there was a dinner date, and it ended up, he ended up saying like, oh, this song reminded me of you. I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. Let me get my facts straight. But I'm pretty sure that's how it went. And I'm scared, to be honest. I had a date last week with a guy and he made me dinner, and right after we were finished eating, he said, wait, I have a song that reminds me of you, and played it. And honestly, some in the comment section, wild. Male manipulator, expert level, or just a genuine person? Let us know in 3 years. Genuine affection or love bombing, tune back in a month. Hope he finds someone who appreciates him. Sounds like love bombing, but I'm a hater. I'm fucking cooked. I am so fucking cooked. Why do I say that? Okay. I don't know what's real anymore, to be honest. I don't know what women want. I don't know what's right and wrong. And I've said previously, don't dwell on all these opinions and whatnot. But honestly, after hearing all of those things, I'm discouraged of trying to date, to be honest. Like, I'm not actively looking for anyone. I'm still single as can be. But honestly, like, having the choice between being a nonchalant and a nonchalant person, basically like no holding barriers, not barriers, but like being your genuine self, not holding back, not fearing for anything. That's usually me. I express my gratitude towards people. I don't really care what people think. But it just gets to that borderline, like, why do I even want to bother trying? That's really my point. Because it doesn't make sense if I were to try to invest my time into someone when they're already kind of like shielded off, right? Or they already have all these thoughts, like already overthinking all the things that I'm trying to, like, that I'm doing because I'm just genuine. And like, I just don't want to waste my time, right? I don't want to waste their time either. And that's just like the one fear that I have. Let me drink some iced tea. Always, by the way, always get, like, if you're going to get some drink at a fast food restaurant, always get no ice, or light ice at least. Iced tea hits different. That doesn't taste like iced tea. I think they switched it. But yeah, it's like, it's so sad to see like how I have to tiptoe, people have to tiptoe, worry so much about what someone will say, what someone will think, that I'm slowly understanding why people don't want to date anyone anymore. And honestly, like, I'm slowly falling into the boat. I thought that I was waiting until the end of the year to just maybe just put a hold off on dating, but now it's like I feel like I just want to fast track it and just don't date at all, or just wait, to be honest. But it's just weird. I'm just in a weird situation. On the one hand, you're genuine, you show them that you're attracted to them, but then a couple months later, I'm not the type to try and hold it against someone. I'm not the type to say like, oh, I did this for you, I deserve this. I don't do that. I think when I do it, I genuinely believe that someone deserved it. And although like I could be pissed, a lightweight piss at a time, at the end of the day, I think I've come to the conclusion that the love that I give, the genuineness, and the feeling that I give towards someone, and the feeling that I have towards someone too, is also something that I needed and something that they also needed. So to me, I'm fine with that. I've concluded that and I'm happy with it. But to think like, oh, my nose, I burped, it went on my nose. But to think like, I were to date someone, I show genuineness, I do certain things for them, the bare minimum, and then suddenly like 2 or 3 months later, or maybe however long, apparently we were keeping tabs on certain things, and then all of a sudden things go to shit. Fuck. Like, really, it is genuinely, you remember what? It's like that fear, like maybe that's like I told my friend, like, maybe that's a clear sign that I shouldn't date. That constant fear that I have. Maybe just, I'm not ready for a relationship. But like I said, I think having some form of fear is reasonable based on, like, of course, the experiences you have. You can't really let go of that fear, right? But who knows? Okay, I did put it in here. So yeah, it's just it's just crazy to think how much spiral relationships have been. And this is like having the fear of being in a relationship, the dating world, how much it has spiraled. Because we have all these fears, all these opinions everywhere. Like, you try and do what you want, but then some other people are going to have an opinion. By the way, you shouldn't care what other people think. You really shouldn't. I'm going to talk about it in a different video. I've had thoughts about it, but I've just been planning other things that I want to record. But certain topics, I have had it in my mind. I will talk about it. Just not yet. Like, I'm turning 25 soon, in 2 months. And I've been in multiple relationships, dated a bunch of people, and it just led to thinking that they were okay, and then it didn't lead to nothing. And that's okay. And I'm trying not to think like, I can't go back in time and change anything. I can't. So I've accepted the things that have happened and learning from it and improving myself, becoming the person that I want my partner to be. I'm coming to the conclusion that maybe I just do stay single. Maybe I just focus on the things that I'm doing, things where I want to be, focus into law school, real estate, and just do me for the next 5 years. As lonely as that thought is, and I know that, I know that life, God has a lot of things in store, and you never really know what's going to happen. I think having that goal set, not trying to be like a lone wolf, because I still love my friends, I still want to be with them, but in terms of having a partner right beside me throughout those times, maybe it's just better off alone. But the one fear that I have is not finding, like, the dating pool gets more and more difficult, right? Everyone wants to know where are these people? Where are the nice people at? We're all hiding. We're all hiding from each other because we're all fucking fearful that the next person we're gonna date is gonna be batshit crazy, right? So there's that. I don't blame them. And there's this trend going on, like your plan A is like you get married at 25, you buy a house at 28, and then you have kids by the age of 30. And then all of a sudden plan B, you become a rich uncle or aunt. I'm starting to think I just want to become a rich uncle. With how things are going on in my life, honestly, I feel like it's not a bad idea. How long has this been recording for? 16 minutes. Holy shit. Man. But I think also, like, one of the best things that can occur is when things happen unexpectedly, you know? Ooh. Like, there are a lot of things that have happened in my life that occurred unexpectedly that has shifted my path and shaped the person that I am today. Most of them, it's like relationships and my career and friendships. All those things have happened unexpectedly. Meeting people, leaving people, finding a job momentarily, staying in that job, and learned a lot about myself in the process. So I'll talk about what this one experience that I had. I don't know if I've talked about it before, but I know I've talked about it with some people. So I've had 2 factory-like jobs. One that was very brutal on my body. The other one, sorry, I thought I saw someone. But the other one, not so much. But it was mostly like mental. The other one was physical, but the other one was mental. And the first one, I thought to myself, was like, I worked at Maple Leaf, and there's like a high turnover, but at the time, $15 per hour was very enticing, especially considering how the minimum wage was. But after a month later, I went from 15 to 21 per hour, which was very high. That was like almost double the minimum wage, and there's overtime. So I did a lot of things, but I went from, like, I lost a lot of weight during that time. And I broke my body for no reason, just to get money. But I then told myself that I will never work at a factory ever again. But then, how many years later after? When did I work? When did I work next to a factory? About 3 years later? No, actually, I started when I was about 18 there. So about 5 years, 4 years later, I worked at where my dad worked, Winpack, and I worked there for a year compared to the, I think, 6 months that I worked at Maple Leaf for. A little over a year. But I remember this one moment, probably 2 months after I started working there. I walked up to my parents because I came home from a night shift, and I was holding in a lot of thoughts, and I came up to them and asked them, like, how did you guys do it? You know, you're doing certain things, like, you didn't have to, but like, how did you guys persevere for this long? And they essentially just said, we didn't really have a choice. We had kids and we had to do what we had to do to survive. And though it was like a lecturing moment at the beginning, my parents were able to empathize and help me and comfort me into a better state of mind. Because I remember crying. I think that was the first time I ever showed just genuine weakness towards my parents. And they were probably heartbroken to hear what I'm feeling and to see that. And yeah, like that what that taught me was, despite the hardships that you're going through, sometimes you just have to bite your tongue and keep going no matter what. Yeah, that iced tea tastes weird. It's like more carbonated. But yeah, that taught me perseverance and just having to bite my tongue and just push through no matter what. And I've learned that before too, but that was one of those key moments where you have no choice. You have to keep going. You can't back down. And that gave me a lot of strength, because I remember how I realized that how the days were going. Working 12-hour shifts, driving at least 30 minutes each there, and then 30 minutes back. So at least like 14 hours of my day. Sorry, 13 hours of my day. Can't math. 13 hours of my day just gone. And then I had rotating shifts. That was even more difficult. And as the days gone by, like, I felt like lifeless. I genuinely felt lifeless. But after that conversation with them, I kind of just saw things differently. I look forward to my days off and kind of recoup and try to do my hobbies, like play games if I can. Couldn't really do photography. But play games, hang out with some online friends, and try to survive. And it's not like I'm like in a detrimental position where it's like, where I'm probably making it seem like it. But considering like my past experiences, it was very difficult. And on my current situation too, because at the time, my mom told me that the job that I'm working for right now actually is gonna have a position open, but you have to have school. So I took those courses, and during the time that I was working 12-hour shifts, and there was like weekly assignments. I had no experience in real estate, so I had no experience in mortgages, financing. Like I understood it, but I had no like actual hands-on experience. So I had to allocate more time because the pages that they gave was thick. And then I had to take the next course. That was so 2 courses that I had to take just to get to the job that I have now. And like looking back, I was just so happy. I've been working there for working where I am now for a year and 4 months now, and honestly it's thank goodness I pushed through. My goodness. Thank goodness I pushed through. Because that was just difficult. I think when I have the low moments in my life, I kind of look back and just remember the hardships that I went through and where I am now. And life doesn't seem so bad now. So I kind of just tell myself, I wasn't trying to undermine what I was feeling. I'm not trying to disregard it. In the sense of like, I understand your pain. It's definitely like a different thought to have now. But think of it like this. You went through this. You've been wanting to, you persevered, and you have what you want. So embrace it. Yep. So life throws so many curveballs at you. You can try to predict it all you want. Even me trying to predict my love life, like anything can happen. I can still try to pursue a lawyer but never end up finishing it. I can end up finishing my school, my job at the school, but what if I dove into photography or videography for so much that I end up making something out of it, or I die. Hoping to death. I'm just joking. But yeah, it's just one of those things, you know. You can try to think that life is against you. There are certain things that we can control, but there's a lot more that we can't. So sometimes you just have to trust. For me, trust God that He will provide for the things you ask for. Don't question Him. Just trust that the things that are meant for you are meant for you. Even if it's momentary, there are certain gifts to the things that He gives you That could be a lesson, that could be love, that could be feeling, whatever it may be. You have to trust that each time that has happened, my relationship with him and understanding him and understanding how life is presenting itself, something that I've accepted more and more. So, not once for a second, because this is a topic that my my friend and I talked about, and we get into debates sometimes, and it's kind of nice because you kind of choosing religion and like finding the balance. Like, why do you know this? Why do you know that? This is like a friendly, a really good debate. Is that debate? Conversation? I don't know. Good arguments, I guess. So, yeah, I'm finished that drink. I think I'm done talking for now. I think this has been going on for almost... Is that okay, that's 30 minutes. I thought that's at 40 minutes. I was so scared. Anyways, that's it. I wanted to thank you to everyone who was watching. I really appreciate every single one of you who tuned in, who stayed here, who watched a little bit of it, all of it, parts of it, whatever it may be. If you have any questions or concerns, any topics that you want me to talk about, feel free to put it down below. Let me hear your thoughts on some of the things that I talked about. I think it'll be very interesting to kind of see, maybe I'm not seeing things, maybe I want to see things differently. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. Stay safe, stay lovely, stay friendly, stay happy. Peace.